If you're looking to get a credit card in 2023, then this is a video that will help you identify the best one for your needs. And they can be useful. There are absolutely some reasons why a credit card is better than any other option out there. Consumer protections, it might be a necessity if you're hiring a car. You might be able to make some money off it. So this video, I'll break you through the best cards I think right now for welcome offers, ongoing cashback and rewards, traveling, for money transfers, for balance transfers, for stoozing and 0% purchases, and also from starting from scratch, give you an idea of where to look. But there's important things to talk about before we get there. And it is the most, I think, the vital thing when it comes to any kind of credit card. The best card for you is the one you are most likely to get accepted. Even if it doesn't offer as long a term on the balance transfer, even if it doesn't offer as much cash back as another one, if the one you're going to go get, that is the best option. Because if you get rejected for a credit card, that is going to hurt your credit score rather than help it. So really, really important you remember that. I've got a whole video taking you through the rules for credit cards, for getting them. So do check that one out if you are brand new to cards, or even if you've been using them for a while but not necessarily confident with them. That'll take you through how to find out your eligibility, your chances of getting accepted for a new card, and how to make sure you pay them off completely every single month so you don't get caught with any interest charges. And on that, these cards I'm talking about right now, I'm not going to mention any interest rates. And the important reason for that is I don't want you to be paying interest on any credit cards. I want you to clear that balance completely and avoid that. Particularly when it comes to things like cashback cards, if you get charged interest, it is wiping out the benefits. Okay, so that's why I'm not talking about them. If you are unlikely, because you really don't have any cash and a credit card, you'll need it for a short-term borrowing or whatever it is, and you can't get it at 0%, you are going to have to pay interest on it. Then obviously, the next most important thing after getting accepted for the card is how low that rate is. But I'm talking about this here on the assumption that you will not get charged interest at all. Also quickly say, when I talk about these ones, we are at the start of the year. This is January 2023. Things will change. They absolutely will change. New cards will come, some will disappear, offers will go up and down. So to make sure you don't miss out on those, make sure you follow the channel, because every single month I do an update on the latest deals, latest promotions, the latest best buys for credit cards here in the UK. There's also a playlist here will take you through the most recent ones as well. But saying that, let's get started, shall we? I want to start with one of my favorite reasons to have a credit card, the welcome bonus, because these can pay out a decent wedge of cash as long as you're eligible. And the top one here, I'll give you basically my top one, my winner and my runner-up. My winner is the American Express Gold Preferred Rewards Gold credit card. It's not as good as it used to be. There's some changes last year which reduced its value. But if you just want to get a single welcome bonus, you just want one card, the highest paying one, this is the one to go for. You will get 20,000 American Express points when you spend £3,000 in 3 months. Now that £3,000 will also generate 3,000 points. So we're looking there at 23,000 points. And if you go via a refer a friend link, you probably get another 2,000. So broadly, you're looking at 25,000 points from that initial £3,000 spend. And if you convert that into Nectar points, first of all, convert it from American Express points into Avios points and then into Nectar points, a very important step there. They give you a value of around 166 quid. And that cannot be beaten from free cards, because this card will not cost you anything in the first year. It will in year 2, but we're talking about it just in terms of a bonus. Having said all this, I would wait, because 3 or 4 times a year, this is increased to 30,000 points. So that is well worth getting that. You'll get much, much more for that initial bonus. But of course, you do need to be able to spend that £3,000 in that first 3 months. If that doesn't sound likely, then go to my runner-up. And this is the American Express Platinum Cashback Credit Card. Now, this does have a fee of £25 every single year, but you can avoid that in the first year at least by going via a cashback site, Quidco or Top Cashback. Normally, they can wipe that one out. Maybe you'll make a little bit of money. So it's not going to cost you anything in that first year. And this one will give you 5% cashback on up to £2,500 spent in the first 3 months. So if you spend the full £2,500 in that first 3 months, you will get £125 in cashback as a welcome bonus. Fantastic. If you spend less, then you'll just get less. Unlike that gold card where you get nothing if you spend less, this one, it will gradually reduce things down. And the other reason I like this one is because you are also going to be eligible, if you wish, to get the welcome bonus on the American Express Platinum credit card at a later date. And that one, again, often has boosted offers, sometimes worth 60,000 points, although it does have a number of fees that come into play. So it's not going to be for everyone, but certainly it's one to consider if you think you are spending a lot in a year on credit cards and you pay them off completely every single month, you can get an extra bonus on top. Both those cards I mentioned so far, you're also going to be eligible to get the American Express British Airways Platinum credit card welcome bonus scheme. But that one also has some different complications, but it's worth knowing about. I have actually done a video talking about multiple American Express welcome bonuses, so check that one out if you think you're interested. Now let's move on away from the welcome bonuses onto ongoing cashback. Now my top card for ongoing cashback isn't a credit card. It's actually a debit card from Chase Bank. For the first year, you will get 1% back. And that one, because it's a MasterCard, it'll be accepted pretty much everywhere, is great. But we're talking here about credit cards. And there are obviously reasons, as I mentioned before, why you might want a credit card in order to kind of, whatever you're spending, you're doing, and you earn that cash back. My top one here is another American Express one. This is the American Express Nectar credit card. This one will earn you 2 Nectar points for every £1 that you spend. That's the equivalent of 1% back. Okay, so similar as Chase. The difference is, a couple of differences. One, not everywhere accepts American Express. Most places do, particularly the big shops and the normal day-to-day places, but not everywhere will, which is why the Chase one has the edge. But also, you earn it as Nectar points, and you have to therefore spend it in Sainsbury's, Argos, or eBay, which might kind of put you off, whereas the Chase stuff you can spend anywhere. But anyway, that is my top-rated one. The runner-up is that aforementioned American Express Platinum Cashback credit card. That one will earn you 0.75% on your spending up to £10,000 in a year cumulatively. Then from once you've spent 10 grand in a year, you'll get 1.25%. So you'll earn more money after that if you are a big spender. So that's my kind of backup there. And if you want to look at a non-American Express cashback credit card, remember these can be quite useful for hiring cars or hotels. You know, when you have to put down a kind of holding deposit on a card and it locks that amount of money. You don't want to do that with a debit card because that restricts your access to your cash. So credit cards are always good for that. And there are a couple of Barclays cards here which are worth considering. But I've gone for my runner-up, the Barclays card rewards card. This one gives you 0.25% cash back on all your spending. You could look at the Avios card, the Barclays card Avios card. That one will give you 1 Avios point for every £1 you spend, which again, you can convert into Nectar points, gives it the equivalent of 0.67%. So it is worth more money in that sense. However, let's go on to the next category and I'll explain to you why I have picked that Barclays card rewards as my top runner-up non-Amex cashback card. Because it's the best credit card for traveling. When you go abroad, that 0.25% cash back, you're going to earn it fee-free abroad. Every other credit card I'm talking about today, you do not want to be using it when you're overseas. It will cost you a lot of money. This one, it won't. So it's a great one to have as a backup at home, but also when you are doing things like car hire, like all those things I mentioned already, it is a great way to earn a little bit extra. There are other cards which are fee-free, but really your best bet as an alternative is probably a debit card, whether it's Chase or Starling or someone like that. Whole video looking at the best travel cards, so have a look at that one if you are interested. But credit card-wise, Barclays card wins there for me. Let's talk now about 0% purchase credit cards. These can be handy if you've got a big purchase to make. You know you can afford it, but you want to spread that money out over a certain amount of time. You're confident the money's coming in. And 0% interest basically means you do not get charged any interest for that duration of that deal. You do have to make a minimum repayment though. Really, really important. Every single month you do at least the minimum. And my suggestion would be that you pay, let's say you've got something for 10 months, then you do every single month, you do 1/10 of that deal to make sure it's cleared by the time the deal has the deal comes to an end. You could, of course, also use these cards for something called stoozing. I won't go into details here. I've got a whole video taking you through how stoozing works, so do check that one out. But this is essentially where you put all your spending on a 0% purchase credit card. Don't get charged the interest, just make sure you do that minimum repayment. And instead, that money you would have spent, you put into savings instead. And that's because right now, there are some massive interest rates available to you on savings. Up to 5% on some small balances, 7% on regular savers. Again, I do a monthly update on savings accounts as well. So that's another good reason to subscribe to the channel. But if you are going to make a big purchase and 0% or you're going to stooze, the best one right now, and it's the same one that I had 12 months ago, is the Barclays card Platinum credit card. This one currently gives you up to 24 months. That might mean you don't get the full 24 months. You might get a lower amount at 0%. You can also get cashback via Top Cashback and Quidco when you apply. So it's worth looking at that. Around 20 quid seems to come on there. And one of the things that Barclays card tends to offer, right now at least, is up to 5 months free Apple Music, Apple TV, things like that. So it's a nice little extras you can get, plus one of the longest deals. You might decide, remember at the beginning I said to you the best card is the one that's most suited to you. When you do these eligibility searches, you might find one that is pre-approved and it's 20 months or something like that. You think, right, I'm going to go for that because I know I'm going to get it. I'm guaranteed as long as I can get it. With this one, you might not know what you'll get. I'm not going to do a runner-up on this one because then these offers do come and go. I'll let you know my monthly updates if things have changed. And similarly, that's the same situation for the 0% balance transfer credit cards. These are fantastic. These are one of the best credit cards out there, best types of credit cards if you have existing credit card debt, because as the name suggests, you transfer your balance from your existing card paying probably 20-25% interest to a new card paying 0% for a set number of months. Now, these ones change frequently, so I'm going to tell you about a couple of them right now, but bear in mind that in a month's time, 6 weeks time, it could be a completely different card that is the best buy. So I'd let you know about that in my monthly updates. But the best one I think right now is from NatWest. It's their balance transfer credit card that's only available to existing NatWest customers. Obviously, you could join NatWest with a current account and then get this, but you do need to already be a customer with them. This one gives you 22 months at 0%. So it is not the longest card out there. But what I really like about it is there is 0% transfer fee. You will not get charged for moving your money across. Now, if you can afford to clear your debt in that time available to you, at 22 months, then great, do that. Don't pay for a longer period just because you can. Okay, avoid that charge if possible. However, the one that if you do need more time, at the moment, that is also a NatWest card. That's a NatWest longer balance transfer credit card, 33 months at 0%. Again, this one must be a NatWest customer to get this one. There's a transfer fee of 2.9%. So you will be paying, nearly 3% of however much you transfer across to have that extra 11 months. As I said, though, there will be other options out there, and obviously you want to go for the one your best chance of getting accepted for. Only a few more to tell you about now, so let's quickly get these ones done. Best 0% money transfer credit card. These are great if you have, say, an overdraft or a catalog debt that you can't use a balance transfer card for. Instead, you move money from this new credit card, this money transfer credit card, into your current account. There is obviously a transfer fee for this, and often these are much, much shorter durations than the balance transfer and 0% purchase cards, but they can make a big, big difference if you're struggling to get rid of those overdrafts and catalog debts, which could easily be 40% interest every single month. The best one here, there aren't that many available, probably only 2 or 3. The best one here is probably MBNA, 14 months at 0% with a 3.49 transfer fee. That's generally what you're going to get. These are getting shorter. All these sort of 0% deals are getting shorter. A year ago, that was 18 months. To give you an idea there of kind of, these are with everything that's going on right now with the base rate increases, this is where offers are being cut back, where they are harder to get. And the last category to talk about are credit building credit cards. So they're great for you if you've not really got any credit history in the past, or maybe you've had a bad credit history, you're trying to rebuild it. And the problem with a lot of the cards I've spoken about so far is you won't be able to get them if you have a low or bad credit report. If your rating or score is low, unlikely to get many of these. Not absolutely, but unlikely to get a lot of them. So you need to go for one of these basic cards. Now, again, much of much is here. The best card, as I've said for all these other ones, really is the one you're most likely to get accepted for, particularly in this instance, because there aren't really any bells or whistles on top of just the basic credit card. But there are a handful which will give you additional cashback if you go via Top Cashback or Quidco. Remember to do the eligibility search as well. Don't just apply blind. But if you're able to get one of these cards, if your chances are quite high, then the Tesco Foundation card, time of recording this, you can get £30 back via the cashback sites, or the Barclaycard Forward card, that gives you £19 back via the Top Cashback or Quidco as well. So again, they're going to give you that little bit extra to help you on that journey to build up your credit report and credit rating. So that's it for this 2023 roundup on the best cards. Remember, every single month there will be an update, so make sure you check that out, or head to becleverwithyourcash.com/cards. My name's Andy Webb. If this video has been useful, please do hit the like button and leave me a comment. It helps the channel massively. And check out these videos right here for more on credit cards.